Welcome to the Explainer. All right, today we're jumping into a huge question. What really separates a romantic partner from a best friend? We're going to break down a pretty fascinating philosophical debate about love, commitment, and where you draw the line.
So this quote right here, this is what kicks off the entire conversation. It's a really radical idea when you think about it. If love can just stop, was it ever really love to begin with? It really forces you to question whether love is just a feeling or something much, much deeper.
Okay, so if love is this permanent thing, then what about commitment? Well, according to this argument, commitment isn't some heavy chore or a contract you're locked into. It's actually just two people wanting to keep things going. It's a choice you both make together every single day.
And this is where the logic gets really interesting. Because if that commitment has to be mutual, what happens when one person just doesn't want to anymore? The argument here is pretty stark. Trying to force them to stay isn't an act of love. It's actually selfish. At that point, you're not fighting for us. You're just fighting for what you want.
Now, if you follow that logic, it leads to an even more, a more radical idea. If you can't force someone to stay, and love isn't about owning someone, then what happens when you break up? Maybe, and this is a big maybe, the love doesn't actually have to die.
I mean, think about it. If you genuinely, truly loved someone, cared for their well-being, how could that just flip into hate overnight? The idea is you couldn't. You wouldn't suddenly start wishing them harm because that care you had for them was real, and it wasn't just a condition of them staying with you.
So this is the real heart of the matter, this distinction right here. Is love a business deal? I give you affection, you give me loyalty, and if you leave, the deal's off. Or is it a way of being? A genuine state of caring for someone that can actually exist even if the official relationship doesn't?
Okay, so let's say we run with this idea of unconditional, non-transactional love. Well, that brings up a really tricky question. Because if we strip away all the conditions, what's left? What actually defines our most important relationships?
And boom, there it is, the big one. If you have that deep connection, that total trust, that mutual support with someone, and you also have all of that with your best friend, what's the actual functional difference? What makes a partner a partner? So let's see how they try to solve this puzzle. They go searching for that one single ingredient, that one factor that separates these two incredibly important relationships.
And when you lay it all out like this, you really see the problem, don't you? On all the foundational levels: connection, trust, being vulnerable, having each other's backs. A great partner and a best friend they look identical. They check all the same boxes.
And this quote just cuts right through all of it. It's a blunt, direct answer. The point is, if you try to pretend that the romance and the sex part isn't there or doesn't matter, you're not describing a girlfriend relationship anymore. You're just describing a best friend. So, there it is. According to this entire argument, the single variable that flips the switch from best friend to girlfriend is mutual romantic and sexual interest. It's the one box that a best friend, just by definition, isn't supposed to check.
But hold on, it's not quite that simple. This doesn't mean romance and sex are the most important things. There's a really crucial piece of nuance here that helps build a much better, more complete definition.
And this is such a key clarification. The point is that romance might be like 7th or 8th on your list of priorities, way below trust or support. But even if it's not number one, its complete absence is a deal breaker. It's a non-negotiable component. Without it, the relationship becomes something else. Still amazing, still valuable, but different.
So the final definition we're left with is this. A girlfriend isn't something different from a best friend. She is a best friend, plus one defining ingredient. It's like you take that entire foundation of friendship and you just add that romantic and sexual layer right on top. And, that really brings it back to you, doesn't it? This explainer gives you one way to think about it, but everyone's definition is different. So if you had to boil it all down, what's that one single, non-negotiable ingredient that defines a partner for you?